Whose world is this? It's mine, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? The world is yours. The world is yours. What up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. I am Etienne. This is I Am Not a Runner, my journey to the 2026 New York City Marathon. If this is your first time in, welcome. If not, welcome back. Appreciate y'all joining me. It's been a great week so far. Unlike some other similar weeks, it's great despite the fact that I've only got one run in the books so far. Yesterday, 13.1, baby. Little half marathon, felt really good about it. My knees are killing me, if I'm being honest with you. I've been icing them, I'm doing my stretching, I'm handling my business. But there's no way that running 13 miles is not gonna feel tough for a couple of days, at least for me and where I'm at physically. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful run. At this point, I finally got 4 of the 5 boroughs checked off. I started running down here in Lower Manhattan. I actually started the very bottom of the island over by, let's be specific, literally by the Staten Island Ferry. So the very, very southern tip of the island of Manhattan. And I ran all the way up to the Bronx. I went on the east side, so a pretty run as always when it's beautiful outside. But the east side's a little bit choppy running along the FDR because there's a bunch of construction happening right there. So typically on a normal day, you'd be able to run along the water the whole way, probably like 8-10 miles to go from the bottom of the island to the very top. But because of that construction, I had to go inland a few avenues, which is fine. Probably eats up a little bit of time. Definitely changes the scenery for sure. Less aesthetically pleasing, if I'm being honest, but still cool to see some of the different neighborhoods in there. The main one where this construction is happening is the Lower East Side in East Village. And then for the majority of the way, I got to be on the water. Also in the Upper East Side, there was some construction as well. So had to navigate, had to weave a little bit, but a beautiful run. One of my favorite things is just seeing the landscape, seeing and feeling the demographics, the cultures, the dog breeds, the cleanliness, the lack thereof cleanliness, of just different pockets in these areas. Running is one of the best ways to see the world at this point. I love going on a long drive. I love taking a long walk. I also love biking, something I don't do enough, but biking is fire, especially out here in New York City. But there's nothing like running because of the distance you cover and because of the vantage point and the way that you're able to just look up at buildings or pass humans from all walks of life, ages, colors, creeds, beliefs. And the consistent thing here is nobody really cares. Everybody's doing their own thing. I've talked about it in the past. It can be isolating, but it's also beautiful because nobody's worried about you. Nobody's judging you. Sometimes when I'm running and there's thousands of other people out on the streets or on the paths running, I'm like, damn, that person's going really fast. And I feel hella slow. But nobody cares. It's not about that. Comparison is the thief of joy. So it's important to remind myself. It's like a grounding exercise to just say the only competition or comparison is what I'm doing right now versus what I did yesterday and last month, and tons and tons of progress. I'm pretty sure this is my third half marathon so far. Pretty sure it was my fastest, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check on that and post. Little metric breakdown here. 13.1 miles, average pace of 9 minutes 57 seconds, total running time 2 hours 10 minutes. This is a fun one I don't talk about enough. Total calories burned 1,584. Let's go. Get out of here. Love handles. Get out of here, donuts. Get out of here, Thin Mints. Fuck out of here. Pardon my French. Average heart rate of 130. Just a great run. I feel good about it. Definitely wish I could have gone a little faster. I don't usually time myself to timing goals, but I did want to be under 10 minutes for the average pace, and I got there. Would have been a much cooler to be right around 9:30, but I'll take it. It's a step in the right direction. I got to continue adding in strength training days. That's going to be tonight. I'm going to hit the weights. Upper body, legs are cooked, so I'll do some upper body. It's also springtime, summer's coming, so I've been hooping a little bit, and that's just a different type of cardio that I'm anticipating to be helpful. It's also a little bit of risky business in terms of potential for injuries and wear and tear, so trying to balance all of that and still get stronger and faster. It's the name of the game right now. The Bronx is dope. At the end of my run to the South Bronx yesterday, there's this humongous Ted Corbett mural. Super inspiring, super beautiful, and important. Ted Corbett lived in the Bronx for a lot of his life. So very dope to see one of the pioneers who has roots there get that recognition. Similar to with hip hop, the Bronx is a very sacred place that definitely doesn't get as much credit as it should for cultural relevance and innovation and grind and work ethic. But it's important for us to be respectful and to be mindful of that history. Another dope thing that I saw on the run, again, just running is fire because you get to see a lot of different things in different places in different ways that you don't typically get to see. This is something I had seen before, driving in and out of the city, but I never got to pull up and hang out and spend time just looking at it like you might a painting at a museum. But there's a Keith Haring Is Wack mural in a park at the very top of Manhattan. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Who, I'm not sure, but I imagine it's the city of New York has done an incredible job preserving this piece of art that's on two different sides of a handball court. It looks as good as ever. You would think that Keith Haring did it this year, but it's been over 30 years that has been standing and has been preserved. And again, it just speaks to the respect and the reverence that is to be had for these pillars of culture and community, most importantly. So saw that on my run, loved it, felt inspired by it. And last on my borough to-do list is Staten Island. Not exactly sure how much distance is in the circumference of Staten Island, how many miles that is, but loose plan is to just take the ferry over and run around the entire thing. I'm excited to check back in and break down how that is and feels and looks and the distance that goes into it. So that's what I got. That's where I'm at. I'm feeling good. I'm getting stronger. My running frequency and cadence has been a little reduced, probably running like 3 or 4 days a week right now, and I would like to get that back up to minimum 4, teeter between 4 and 5. I'll feel really good about that, and some of my runs don't have to be as long. If I get back to that place, I can implement a little bit of the shorter distance speed work, which I know is super necessary. Still got new shoes in the back of my mind. Also, gear-wise, I'm going to get crazy and I'm going to try out some half tights. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be one of those guys. I don't fully understand them. I imagine there's something to do with the aerodynamics and making you run a little tiny bit faster. I'm going to see for myself. I've never really done it. I usually run in some sweatpants currently. Definitely kind of adds some weight and some bulk and removes some stealth to my run. So I'll check back in. My shout out this week is for everybody who ran in the Boston Marathon. Y'all crushed it. It's insane and insanely cool to see that. More specific shout out is to the runners who helped pick up and carry a gentleman who was struggling at a certain point in the race and was having a hard time standing up and walking. Started with one guy stopping and helping lift him up, and then another guy came right around and they put him on their shoulders and they just went. That's important, man. None of us, especially not the best of us, can do anything in this life, career-wise, athletics-wise, family-wise, life-wise, without other people helping us along the way. And that was just a very special and sentimental moment that reminded me ain't nothing more important than people that we share this time and space with. So shout out to those 3, the 2 who helped up the gentleman, and then the gentleman who literally left it all out there on the course. That was awesome to see. I hope you're doing well and getting to rest up and enjoy the end result. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. As always, I appreciate your time. Again, I'm Etienne. This is my journey to the 2026 New York City Marathon. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself, most importantly. Show love. Receive love. Peace.